Welcome to Indian Academy for All. Today we will discuss about surveying instruments uh, surveying, used in surveying. So here, why we are using these instruments? Basically, we are using these instruments for measure the vertical angles, horizontal angles, maybe distances, maybe horizontal distance, maybe vertical distance, right? So this type of calculations, if we need, we are using instruments. Those instruments are called surveying instruments, right? So here first one is tripod. Look here, this is the tripod or tripod stand, right? So here a survey tripod is a device used to support any one of a number of surveying instruments such as theodolite, total station, levels, or transits, right? So here this typer stand, why we are using simple. See here, we are fixed the our instrument here. We are fixed the instrument here above the tripod, right? That's why we are using tripod or tripod stand, right? Next, level stuff. What is that? Level stuff. Look here, this is the level stuff. Why we are using level stuff or leveling rod? Simple. So here a level stuff is also called as leveling rod, is a graduated wooden or aluminium rod used which permits the determination of differences in elevation, right? So if we want to find the difference in elevation, we are using this leveling stuff, right? What is that? For example, here we have one object, here we have one object, here I want to calculate the difference between these two, this value I want to calculate, for example. Then I am using leveling stuff. So here this is the meaning of difference in elevation, right? Clear? Right. In the photograph on the right, both metric or empirical leveling rod are seen. This is a two-sided aluminum rod coated white with marking in contrasting colors. The imperial side has a bright yellow background. Look here. This is the bright yellow background. Otherwise, normally we are having white, or we are having black with red readings, right? Like that, right? Clear? Next, total station. Next, what is the instrument? Total station. So here, what is the total station? A total station is an electronic optical instrument used in modern surveying. This is the total station, right? So here, this is the electronic one. This is the electronic instrument or optical instrument. Why we are using this total station? To read distance from the instrument to a particular point, to read the distances from the instrument to a particular point, right? Next, clinometer. What is that? Clinometer. Look here, this is the clinometer, right? So here, what is the use of clinometer? The instrument used by surveyors in order to measure an angle of inclination or elevation. See, if you want to calculate the angle of elevation, then we are using clinometer. Simple. See, keep in that mind, clinometer. What is the use of clinometer? We are read the angle of inclination or elevation, right? See, for example, if we have this value, maybe here the surface is like this, right? Here I want to calculate this angle, then we are using clinometer, right? Look here, this is the figure how we are using this. Right, this is the line of sight, right? Here we are putting clinometer, right? So here this is the perpendicular one, right? So if we change this direction of this clinometer, we are getting the angle, right? Clear? Look here, look at the figure, see, this is the surface of the earth. Here you will put the clinometer, right? Next, uses of clinometer. What are the uses of clinometer? right? Here indicating pitch and roll of vehicles, sailboats and aircraft, right? Pitch means angle. Pitch means angle, right? Clear? Next, monitoring boom angle of cranes and material handlers, right? See, if you want to take all these points, you take pause the video and take all these points. Simple. See here, in all cases we are calculating angle only, right? So here, for example, aircraft. See, aircraft may be landing. For example, here the aircraft may be landing. Here we are having aircraft. Here we are having runway. So here I want to stop the aircraft on the land, right? Don't. So here we want to change its pitch, right? Here I want to calculate this angle, for example, right? Like that. Cranes also we are having, right? Cranes also we are having, right? So here in this case also we want to calculate the angle. So in any case we are calculating only angle, right? Clear? Next, compass. What is this? Compass, right? Look here, this is the compass. Here a compass is a navigational survey instrument used for determining the direction which is relative to the earth's magnetic pole. Earth's magnetic pole, right? So here in the compass, with the help of compass, we are calculating the direction. Right? Right? So with the help of direction we are getting angle, right? Clear? Right. So here, right, a compass can be used to calculate the heading, used with a sextant to calculate the latitude, and with a marine chronometer to calculate the longitude, right? Simple. See here, if we want to calculate the latitude, then we are using sextant. If we want to calculate the longitude, we are using marine chronometer, right? Next, GPS. Look here, this is the GPS, right? So here GPS having three major segments, right? Next slide we are learning, right? Look here. So here how we are development of the GPS, right? So here navigation purpose we are using, right? GPS we are navigation purpose we are using. For example, in any other another city or any city, cab drivers we can observe. Cab drivers were using a GPS. Cab drivers were using GPS to locate the direction, to locate the particular point or particular city or particular place in a city, right? Clear? Right. So here why we are using what is the development of a GPS? We can read the earthquake signs and we can read the plants direction, right? We are used in vehicles also, right? Clear? Right. Elements or segments. Look here, these three are major important. One is space segments, user segment, control segment. These three segments we are there in the GPS, right? Clear? So here space segments we are using satellites. Right? So from the satellites, next user segment, next control segment, right? So here control segment may be tower. Next, used by the user. Next, the signals were used by the user, right? So here user may be man, right? Human beings, right? For example, cell phone. I will take one example, right? So here how the cell phone is operated. From the signals of the satellites, the signal may be transferred to the towers. From the towers, the signal may be used by the user to use the mobile, right? Clear? Next, look here, space segment. We are using 24 satellites, right? Clear? Right. Receiver, maybe mobile, right? Maybe mobile or maybe radio, FM radio, right? Next, look here. Next, control segment, maybe stations or maybe towers, right? Maybe any master control devices, right? Master control devices, these all are under control segment, right? Clear? Next, principle of GPS. So how the GPS is working? Measurement of distances between the satellite and receiver, right? Clear? Look here. See here, cell phone is there, right? So here from the satellites to the control devices, from the control devices to the user segment, right? Clear? Next, what is the applications or what is the uses of a GPS in nowadays, right? So here we are using for military purpose, right? Next we are using for everyday's life, right? Clear? To operate the vehicles, right? Next instrument is theodolite, right? So here what is the use of theodolite? First we have to know, right? We are using theodolite for calculating the horizontal distance and for calculating the vertical distance. Look here, this is the theodolite. This is the electronic theodolite, et theodolite, right? Right. Next, if you want to calculate the horizontal distance also we can calculate, right? We can calculate the elevations also, we can calculate the elevations also, means vertical distance, right? Clear? Right. Next, how to use, right? How to use the theodolite? A theodolite must be mounted on a level tripod or stand from where the user can be observed, right? Next, the observer can take readings by looking through the telescope and adjusting the vertical crosshairs to match the extreme left of surveyor's target. Survey target, right? Next, another instrument, that is prism. See here, prism we are using in the total station, right? Look here, this is the prism. This is the prism, right? Below we are having, we are putting a tripod stand or stand, right? Or rod we are using, basically normally we are using rod, right? Clear? Right. So here the electromagnetic waves from the GDM or theodolite may be targeted to this prism, right? Then automatically the values may be measured in the total station, right? Look here. So here prism consider the offset, the thread size, right? When working with the total station that they require a target, right? So simple. Look here, see for example, here I'm putting my total station here, total station, my instrument here, right? Here I'm using one stereo rod and we have fixed the prism on this stereo rod, right? So here the electromagnetic waves for transfer to this prism and targeted to the prism at center, right? At this place, right? Clear? Right. So in this way we are measuring the distances, right? Like this procedure we have to follow, right? We are using prism in a total station, right? For target, as a target,